Here's a sharper, expanded rephrasing that sticks to your direct, substance-first tone. A few weeks ago, certification documents leaked from several sources, revealing Suzuki's intention to launch two new models, the GSX-8T and GSX-8TT, for the 2026 lineup. Those bikes are now official, but they're not what most people expected. Given the T in their names and the TRQ designation used in Suzuki's internal codes, many assumed these would be sport touring machines, similar to how the GSX S1000 GT was internally labeled GSX S1000T and also carried the TRQ tag. Instead, Suzuki has taken a different route. The GSX-8T and GSX-8TT are retro-styled roadsters aimed squarely at bikes like Yamaha's XSR 700 and XSR 900, as well as Kawasaki's Z650 RS. These new models build on Suzuki's growing modular platform that already supports the GSX-8S Roadster, the GSX-8R Sport Bike, and multiple V-Strom 800 adventure variants. With the GSX-8T and 8TT, the platform now stretches to 8 distinct models, all sharing core components but tailored to different segments. It's a smart, cost-effective strategy that lets Suzuki cover more market ground without reinventing the wheel each time. Here's a more detailed and refined version of your text, keeping the tone direct and informative. Under the skin, the GSX-8T and GSX-8TT are closely related to the GSX-8S. They share the same 776cc parallel twin engine, steel frame, suspension components, brakes, and electronic suite, including the full-color TFT display and ride-by-wire throttle. But that's where the similarities end. The new models get a full styling overhaul, setting them apart from the angular, modern look of the GSX-8S. A reshaped and slightly larger fuel tank, redesigned seat and side panels, and a classic round LED headlight all help shift the aesthetic firmly into retro territory. The result is a pair of bikes with a completely different presence, less aggressive and futuristic, more nostalgic and timeless. The GSX-8T is the stripped-back, naked version, positioned to go head-to-head with retro-style rivals like Yamaha's XSR 700 and XSR 900. With performance that slots somewhere between those two, it's a middleweight contender with real-world punch. The GSX-8TT adds a touch more flair. A handlebar-mounted nose cowl and short windscreen give it a distinct look that pays homage to the 1979 GS1000S, better known as the West Cooley replica. It practically begs for a blue and white Yoshimura paint job to seal the retro racer vibe. Still, these bikes aren't trying to be full-on replicas of classic Suzukis. They're modern machines that nod to the past without being trapped by it. That's why contemporary features like the TFT dash, underbelly exhaust, and compact, stepped seat don't feel out of place. They reflect the blend of heritage styling with up-to-date engineering. E-spec-wise, the GSX-8T and GSX-8TT deliver exactly what you'd expect given their close ties to the GSX-8S. At their core is the same 776cc parallel twin engine, featuring a 270-degree crankshaft for a V-twin-like character. Suzuki claims output remains unchanged, 81.8 horsepower at 8,500 revolutions per minute and 57.5 pounds-foot of torque at 6,800 revolutions per minute. On Cycle World's dyno, the 2024 GSX-8R, a mechanically similar sibling, produced 72.8 horsepower at 8,120 revolutions per minute and 53.7 pounds-foot at 6,630 revolutions per minute. That gives a good sense of real-world performance, broad, usable torque and enough top end to keep things lively. The chassis is also carried over wholesale from the GSX-8S, using the same tubular steel frame paired with non-adjustable KYB upside-down forks and a KYB monoshock. Braking hardware hasn't changed either. Dual 310mm front discs with 4-piston Nissan calipers, plus a 240mm rear disc with a single piston caliper. Electronics remain consistent across the board. Both the GSX-8T and GSX-8TT include a bidirectional quickshifter, ABS, traction control, and 3 selectable riding modes. Ergonomics, bar, seat, and peg positions are also identical to the GSX-8S, meaning the riding feel should be very familiar. That's not a drawback, considering the GSX-8S is well regarded for its balanced, neutral handling and everyday usability. One key change, the fuel tank. The retro-styled tank on the GSX-8T and TT has been enlarged to 4.3 gallons, up from the GSX-8S's 3.7 gallons. That's a meaningful bump in range, making these new models more touring-friendly without changing the underlying platform. So far, Suzuki has launched the GSX-8T and GSX-8TT in Europe, where pricing places them above other GSX-8 variants. In the UK, for instance, The GSX-8T comes in at about 25% more than the GSX-8S, reflecting the added styling and positioning as premium retro offerings. US type approvals confirm that both models will arrive stateside as part of the 2026 lineup. Expect official details on American pricing and availability to follow soon. The 2026 Suzuki GSX 8T and GSX 8TT are two all-new retro-style naked bikes that blend old-school design with cutting-edge tech and modern performance. Expected to arrive in dealerships later this summer, these bikes mark Suzuki's latest effort to tap into the growing demand for heritage-inspired machines that don't compromise on features. At their core, the GSX 8T and GSX 8TT are identical, same engine, chassis, electronics, and suspension. The only real difference lies in the styling. The GSX 8TT stands apart with a factory-fitted headlight cowl, an undercowl, and a unique seat designed to channel the look of vintage road racers from the late 70s and early 80s. It's a subtle visual throwback that gives the TT a more aggressive, purposeful look compared to the stripped-down, cleaner lines of the 8T. Both bikes are built around the theme retro spirit, next-generation performance. That's evident in the details. A classic round LED headlight inspired by Suzuki's 1960s-1970s models, minimalist bar-and mirrors, a first for Suzuki, and a distinctly shaped 4.3-gallon fuel tank that blends form and function. Under the bodywork is the proven 776cc parallel twin, shared with the GSX-8s and GSX-8R. It uses a 270-degree crank for a V-twin-like rumble and incorporates the Suzuki Cross Balancer system to reduce vibration. The engine is paired with a 6-speed transmission and features the Suzuki Clutch Assist system for smoother shifting and lighter lever feel. The GSX-8T and 8TT also get the full Suzuki Intelligent Ride System, SIRS, including Suzuki Drive Mode Selector, SDMS, 3-mode traction control system, with off, bidirectional quick shift system, ABS, Suzuki Easy Start System, low RPM assist. Another first, these are Suzuki's first US market bikes to use a lithium-ion battery. They come equipped with a compact high-bat Elite P-Series starter battery, helping reduce weight and improve packaging. The chassis setup includes a steel frame and a unique cast aluminum swing arm. KYB handles suspension duties with a non-adjustable inverted front fork and a preload adjustable rear shock in a link-type configuration. Cast aluminum wheels are wrapped in Dunlop Sportmax Road Sport 2 tires. For stopping power, the bikes use dual radial mountainous and front calipers clamping 310mm rotors, plus a single disc at the rear. A tapered aluminum handlebar contributes to a relaxed, upright riding position, ideal for urban commuting and weekend rides. The GSX-8T gets a tuck-and-roll seat design to match its stripped-back vibe, while the TT's seat includes detailed stitched upholstery for a more premium finish. Instrumentation is handled by a crisp 5-inch full-color TFT display, which includes a USB-C charging port, a practical addition for smartphone navigation or charging on the go. Color options for the 2026 GSX-8T include candy burnt gold and metallic matte black. The GSX-8TT will be offered in glass sparkle black and pearl matte shadow green.